Today, the main news as we come on the air. We begin in Astana, where aging disadvantaged areas are revealing a stark contrast to the city's rapid modernization. In a related story, once proud homes allocated to Afghan veterans now require urgent renovations, sparking debate over housing conditions from the capital's residents.
Kazakhstan is yet to expand its drone industry with a $12 million investment from a Chinese company.
Back home, concerns are growing over an alarming rise in online gaming addiction among the youth, a trend that has experts urging action. And finally, how does the city say goodbye to the new year? A unique scene of workers taking down the Christmas tree, signaling the end of festive season in an unexpected way.
A milestone for Astana, Kazakhstan's capital, has officially surpassed 1.5 million residents. According to the Bureau of National Statistics, the city's population grew by nearly 12,000 people in just 1 month. But as the capital expands, so do the challenges of providing a high quality of life for both long-time residents and the newcomers. Our correspondent is live in one Astana's older neighborhoods where living conditions are not the best.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Astana is a big, beautiful city with big opportunities and the tall glass towers. But there is another reality that exists in the same city. As you can see right behind me, there is a houses with no proper heating or electricity. And people live here, they have children who go to school, they have their household life, and this is the reality for them. But you don't have to go far from this place. Just a few meters away from this place, there is a beautiful, tall apartments that people expect to see in Astana. Let's listen to the stories of people from here from the first hand.
We buy coal to heat our homes and overall it's warm inside. However, we have to carry water from the store in canisters, though it's not expensive. When the snow melts in spring, our entire neighborhood gets flooded with water and mud, making it difficult to reach a store or school.
As you can see, people are pretty optimistic here. This isn't something new for them. This is the reality. And despite those uncomfortable conditions here, people still run their businesses as a mini store. However, they have some difficulties.
Nobody comes to my store anymore because many new stores have opened nearby in the new residential complexes. Yesterday, I put 3 loaves of bread on the shelf, but I sold only 1. It's ridiculous. We have been running the store for 10 years, but soon we may have to close down.
And yes, we are looking at the reality right here. People still have problems. And what the administration of the city is going to do? We got an exclusive interview. Let's take a watch.
We are working on improving our city by building fountains, parks, and roads to make the capital more comfortable for its residents. At the same time, we don't forget about the dacha districts where people live year-round. In spring, we always try to drain water from the streets to make it easier for people to get around. This area is set for reconstruction, so it will take some time before we can fully improve it.
This isn't the end of the story, because this isn't the end of those people's reality. And we hope to see some improvements in their daily life, because administration, in our hopes, take their words into action. Back to you.
Thank you, colleague. Meanwhile, a building intended for Afghan war veterans has become a source of problem for its residents for after decades. A crumbling roof, problems with the pipes and gas are causing people to worry about their safety. My colleague Aniza Muldagalieva tells you more.
Yes, thank you very much, colleague. Right now I'm sitting in the front of the building whose flats were allocated to Afghan war veterans since 1988. Now the residents face the problems such as gas odors, leaky roof. According to them, the building has previously withstood the test of artificial earthquakes. Let's listen what one of the veterans who has lived in this building since its foundation thinks about the state of the house.
The roof used to be large, but the bad weather was so severe that it tore off the covering, causing leaks. As a result, the ground floor was flooded and the electricity meters burned out. The lift stopped working and we had many problems.
That's what the older generation thinks. But let's also see to what young people have to say about the situation of the building.
The house is very warm. As I know, it's very old, but I'm interested in one problem, the pipes. They are not properly connected or something like that, and that is why in some apartments there is an unpleasant smell of sewage.
The problems with the roof and bad odor from gas pipes are what the residents are worried about. When I'm here, I can really smell the strong odor of gas. The gas holder is located near the playground where children play every day. Is it dangerous? Let's listen to the parents' opinion.
It's dangerous, of course. There are kids walking and climbing right next to this fence, especially in summer. In winter, maybe not so bad, but in summer, it's scary.
Here is what some residents think about living conditions on Bugibai Batur Avenue, which used to be a home for war veterans. It's not known what awaits their house in the near future, but they hope that it will be included in renovation program. That's all I have to say. Back to you.
Thank you, colleague. So the central question: where should one go when nature calls? Finding public toilet in Astana is not an easy task. Establishments and the shopping malls only let customers in, and sometimes the free restrooms don't work at all. What do residents think about this problem, and are there any plans to improve the situation of the capital? Our reporter Dina Suleimanova went looking for answers.
I am in the center of Astana, where thousands of people spend their time. They walk, work, or just pass by. But if you suddenly need a toilet, sometimes it's not so easy to get out of the situation. We'll figure out where to find a public toilet and how easy is it. It's not uncommon to find public toilets in large cities, but in Astana, everything is not so simple. At the moment, there is a big shortage of toilets. As of May 2024, with a population of more than 1.5 million people, there are about 55 public toilets. Many residents avoid going to the outdoor toilets, which, by the way, are not always free. Only gas stations and establishments are listed into GIS, but there is no official scheme for their replacement, so you have to look blindly. We asked the locals if they are familiar with this problem, and that's what they told us.
With 4 children, it was problematic for me. We always have to go to the cafe. We go out on schedule, we go to the toilet at home, and then when they want to go there, my husband says, "That's it, go home." Our leisure time is interrupted.
Trading houses and establishments remain the best options, but most often only customers are allowed to use their restrooms. The situation is the same at gas stations. Public toilets are a good alternative, but they are either closed or in poor condition. Public toilets are part of the urban infrastructure, and our question why there are so few of them and what is planned in the future was answered by the Center of Urbanism, Астана Генплан.
It's probably a global issue that as cities grow rapidly, public spaces fail to keep up. The small social and urban infrastructure doesn't develop at the same pace as the city's expansion. Currently, there are 56 public toilets under city management. As far as I know, there are plans to install 21 more public toilets across all districts this year, meaning each district will get 3 to 4 new facilities.
In general, toilets should be not only in central areas but also in places with high traffic, and their condition must comply with hygiene standards. A good example is the models near the Botanical Garden and Expo. These are probably the largest restrooms in Astana. They can accommodate up to 11 people at a time, and the main advantage is not only the scale but also the volume of air. Their ventilation system helps to get rid of most of the unpleasant odors. Public toilets are not a luxury but a necessity. The more accessible and high-quality restrooms, the higher the standard of living in the city. In the meantime, it's better to plan your route in advance or be patient. Dilna Suleimanova, NewStep.
A company from China will invest $12 million in the production of industrial drones in Kazakhstan. The construction of the research zone will begin in March this year in Астана. Alina Nakipova will tell more about the new plans in the sky of Kazakhstan and China.
Drones can integrate into people's lives as well as cars and mobile phones. They're actively used in emergency work, even in firefighting. And now drones will be produced in Kazakhstan. The construction of the plant will begin in March 2025 in Astana.
In Kazakhstan, drones are essential because they represent a technological breakthrough. In 5 to 10 years, we won't be able to function without them. I believe that launching local drone production will establish a scientific and engineering base, create an infrastructure for drone certification, and allow us to export these products abroad, giving us a competitive edge.
At the first stage, the Chinese investor will allocate $12 million in the project. The project will create 500 jobs. The manufactured products are planned to be used not only in Kazakhstan but also in the Central Asian market. The best specialists from China will train our specialists in new technologies. Experts claim that the launch of an enterprise for the production of drones in Kazakhstan will give a powerful impetus to development of the industry.
More than 300 drones are officially registered and used in the country for various purposes. Our goal is to stimulate innovative ideas and developments that will significantly contribute to the growth of the drone industry.
Drones can help in many areas, such as improving farming, monitoring natural resources, and making transportation easier. Drones are used in agriculture to determine the level of environmental pollution. They can be used to track forest fires, air, and water pollution.
As Kazakhstan invests in this field, it will not only improve its technology, but also create jobs and boost the economy. Alina Nakipova, NewStep, Астана.
While Kazakhstan's tech innovation is developing in the international area, the interest in computer games among teenagers is also growing day by day. For some, it's just a way to pass their time, while others have fallen into addiction. How this addiction manifests and what solutions exist, our colleague Elmira Jumabayev will explain.
Here at these school gates, many begin their journey into the virtual world. For some, games are just a hobby, but for others, it becomes a really addiction. In our reports, we talk about how this affects teenagers and what can be done about it.
In this gaming club, teenagers get stuck in the virtual world for hours, losing touch with reality. What started as a simple hobby turns into a full-blown addiction.
I started playing video games when I was 12 after my classmates invited me to a computer club. At first, I played once a week, but later it became a daily habit. However, one of my friends quit and later I did too. We both took a 2-year break before stopping completely.
Many teenagers, despite knowing that these games can eventually lead to addiction, do not want to admit it. However, psychologists say this about it.
Due to significant social impact of gambling and computer addiction, children often spend excessive time on the computer, exceeding acceptable limits. As a result, they tend to neglect household chores such as cleaning their room, organizing their belongings, and other minor tasks, instead focusing their attention elsewhere. Furthermore, even during holidays, they may begin to distance themselves from relatives and friends.
Gaming addiction is a serious problem that more and more teenagers are facing. It is important to recognize the signs early and help find a balance so that the virtual world doesn't replace real life.
The holidays have come and gone, and we've celebrated with immense energy, but now it's time for us to return to our normal lives. This is where the process of taking down the Christmas trees in Astana begins, how the city bids farewell to the new year and what happens to the decorations afterward. Our reporter will tell us in this live report.
Hello colleagues, this is Alina Yerkumbek. I'm currently in the capital where the demassing of Christmas tree has started. Recently, these trees give us a festive mood and decorated the streets. However, now the utilities has begun the cleaning them. Let me show you how this process works.
Hello, how's the dismantling process going?
The dismantling process is going well.
Is it that hard to work in this weather? What difficulties are there?
The weather is warm, which is great. After the New Year holidays, we will continue working.
How long will it take to dismantle one Christmas tree?
We plan to finish today.
Where will this Christmas tree be taken?
The Christmas trees will be taken to the warehouse. The ones from Nora district will go to the Nora warehouse, and the ones from the Yesil district will go to the Yesil warehouse.
Are Christmas trees rebuilt every year?
A new Christmas tree is assembled every year.
As you can see, dismantling Christmas trees is not easy job, especially in weather like that. The first decorative toys are removed, then the garlands move on to the main parts. The Christmas trees is being taken apart and sent to a warehouse, and if it's alive, it will be disposed of. A special technique is used for this.
After dismantling, artificial trees and other decorative elements are stored in a warehouse for safekeeping and use in subsequent years. As for the living trees, which were also decorated with garlands and toys during the New Year holidays, they remained in their places. Particular attention is paid to the care of the trees throughout the year.
After the holidays, the city naturally needs to be cleaned up. This year, there were about 30 Christmas trees in the capital, and their removal will take several days. Meanwhile, the transition into spring is a full in bloom. Alina Yerkumbek is here with you. See you soon.
Thank you, colleague, for the rare scene of the magical moment. That's NewStep Daily News for today. I'm Adela Abdinabi.
And I'm Daniel Jumal. Thank you for spending your time with us. See you next time.